everyone, welcome back to my channel So Little Time, and my name is Karen. So thank you for joining me for day 21 of Vlogmas. So it's going really fast now. Oh my goodness, I managed to get quite a lot of the shopping done last night, as you saw on my video. But I don't know why. Why is it that we always forget certain bits that are necessary for Christmas? So I've forgotten the crackers that we have on the table, you know, the ones that we pull. And I've forgotten some foundation that I needed for myself to see me through, obviously till the new year and stuff like that. So I'll have to nip and get that because I can't do without my foundation. Simon's gone to get the cheeses today and to pick up a few extra drinks that I didn't pick up last night because he said he wanted to be in charge of getting like the whiskey, the brandy and things like that. He doesn't trust my judgment on getting like the best ones for those. So I just picked up the wines and the soft drinks and things like that. So he'll pick up the other bits and bobs because I'm going to do a trifle. So we want to put a bit of sherry in it as well. And that was another thing. I couldn't get trifle sponges. Luckily, I'd already got one set in the cupboard, so I just had to pick up some other style of fingers, and I'm hoping once they're soaked in like the juice of the berries and things that I put in, that they'll soften up, fingers crossed. Otherwise it'll just have a crunchy bottom, but you know, it is what it is at the end of the day. But I managed to get everything else that I needed anyway, so that's good. But it does look like I will have to go out one last time just to get those bits that I forgot. So I won't be able to do that today because this evening we're actually going round to my neighbours for a games night, and I'm really looking forward to that. We've made really good friends with our neighbours who live about 5 doors down, so they're not right next door, but their youngest is at the same school as the boys, and then their eldest is in the same class as the twins. So that's really nice that they've made really good friends, and yeah, we've made good friends with them over the past few months, so it's going to be really nice to go around there tonight and have games night because we love playing games, but we didn't really know anybody else that really liked playing games, so it's really nice that we've got some people now that do. And we're going to take the boys as well, so it's going to be like an early sort of start to the evening. So we're going to have pizza around there, and then we're going to take our games around and either play with the children or they'll play with their games and we'll do adult games. So I'm not really sure how it's going to work, but I said I'd take a pudding round, so I've got to make a pavlova today. So I bought the berries and the cream and stuff to go on the top of that. So I'm going to make that a bit later today. And I thought I'd show you how I make it because I think it's a Delia recipe. And it's really good. It's really quick and easy. Usually you're supposed to put it in like the oven the night before and then leave the oven switched off and let the meringue cool in the oven, but I just do it on the morning and it works absolutely fine because it sets by the time, you know, the evening comes around, so it'll be absolutely fine. That's what I'm planning to do anyway. Right, so I'm going to sit here and go through my advent calendars with you first, obviously, and then I did manage to get a little bit of sewing done last night on my dress for the Little Red Dress project, so I am extremely last minute with this, unfortunately, but I've just got the sleeves to put in now and to hem the bottom of the skirt, so I will show you that a little bit later how I got on with it last night. I managed to get the skirt attached, and I've done the exposed ruffle frill around the sort of waistline, and that does take quite a bit of time actually because you have to sort of fold over the top a couple of times and then sew in the gathering stitches and attach it to the bottom of the bodice by basting it in place and then making sure that you're happy with your ruffles, and then I did have to sort of alter those a little bit, and then you have to then sew it in with a normal stitch length and then unpick all your basting stitches and gathering stitches, which took forever. And also as well, because I was sewing again on an evening and I am a little bit tired at the minute just with getting everything ready for Christmas and having late nights and stuff, I sewed the skirt side seams. Like one skirt was upside down and the other wasn't, and I thought that looks a bit of an odd shape. And like, why aren't the side seams lining up? And I realised that I'd sewn one upside down, so I had to unpick those side seams, turn one of the fabric skirt pieces around, and then re-sew that. So again, another little bit of time wasted last night doing that. So that was a little bit annoying, but yeah. And I've woken up this morning, I feel like I've got a little bit of a sore throat going on, so I'm like, no, I can't be getting ill now. You know, usually I've got quite a good sort of immune system and I don't tend to pick things up off the boys or anything, but I have been out and about quite a bit, you know, in the shops and things like that. So yeah, I do feel a little bit nasally today, so apologies if I sound a little bit funny. I don't know if I do. Anyway, let's crack on with the advent calendars then, and then I'll catch you up a little bit later on. Right, so I'm going to go into mine first then. So day 21. Oh, this is so sad. Only looking at these little empty bits left. Right, so it's one that I've wrapped up for myself, and this is how it looks. Right, let's have a look. I'm hoping this is what I think it is. Let's have a look. Yes, it is. It's the mini cross stitch that I picked up from Hobbycraft, and I wanted to do this obviously to put in that little hoop that I'd bought to go with it. I should have like wrapped this up and put a number on it straight away, so I had it earlier in the month to get it done, because I don't know if I'm going to get that done before Christmas now to have it hanging up for a Christmas decoration. But yeah, I will try and do it over the Christmas period at least. That would be quite nice to do sort of in between Christmas and New Year, so we shall see how we go. But yeah, that's really nice, and it's just quite a small one, so it's 3 inches by 3 inches, so that fits in that little wooden frame that I got quite nicely. Right, next up we'll do Beyond the Pink Door. All right, so here is number 21. So it's a flat one, it looks like this. Oh, it's another one of those. So it's another repeat from the hemline that I've already had, but this one is slightly longer actually. So that's quite a handy one, isn't it? This one is in centimetres, it's a sewing gauge. So again, I actually work in inches more than I do centimetres, so I probably will be gifting that one on as well, unfortunately. Yeah, because I work in inches, I found actually that one of my tape measures is only in centimetres. When I bought it, I thought it would have had like inches on the reverse, but it's not, it's just centimetres, which is really annoying. And last night I needed to measure, I think it was, I can't remember now, like an inch or something away from the waistline seam where I had to sew to let the exposed ruffle on that frill section. So I needed to find something. So luckily I got one of my gauges out that Angela had bought me and used that to measure an inch. So that was really, really good. Right, next up we'll do hemline then. Right, so day 21 is just up here. It's at the top there. Oh, this looks different. Oh, it's like this, right? And it's actually a pom-pom maker. But to me, that looks a bit of a backward pom-pom maker, because I've got the clover ones, which are really, really easy to use. So I'll be sticking with my clover ones, unfortunately. And again, this one will be gifted on. So I think my neighbour is going to have quite a selection of sewing gadgets, isn't she? I think she'll really appreciate that, actually. So it's nice, you know, because like I say, she only had her sewing machine, I'm pretty sure it was last Christmas. So she won't have got anything else. So that would be quite nice to just add to her collection for making pom-poms. I'm not really sure how you use that. No idea, there's no instructions with it, but I'm sure you can find a tutorial on YouTube. So yeah, I'll gift that one on as well. Right, next up we'll do Prym then. So day 21 is on the yellow side and it's just here. So let's see. Oh, brilliant. I'm so happy with this. Do you know what? I nearly said on a previous video that I was really hoping that Prym were going to gift this in their advent calendar, and they have, because I've been wanting it for ages, and it's actually already in my Amazon basket. And it's this lovely cat magnetic sort of pin holder that you can put on your sewing machine. So it's got like a sucky thing on the back, and then you can attach that onto your sewing machine or anywhere else really, and then it's magnetic, so your pins and stuff can stick on there. And what I wanted to do was actually to put my needle, hopefully the case will attach to that, so I know what needle I've got in my machine, because sometimes I forget what I've put in, and I used to stick it on with blue tack, but then I kept knocking it off. So hopefully that will work. Otherwise, yeah, just another sort of pin holder. Really wanted to get one of these. I gifted one to Michelle from Sewing Bunny. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, when we did like a Secret Santa style thing with our Felicity Fabrics group, and I sent her one of those, and then she got one in her advent calendar as well, which is quite funny. So I think she's got 2 of these, but I am so pleased that I've got that. So that actually makes up for the fact that I'm now giving 2 of the other ones away, aren't I? So, oh yeah, dead pleased with that. Right, so that's the advent calendars done then, and I have also just uploaded yesterday's video as well. So I did it this morning. It was again after sewing last night. It was quite late and I just didn't want to do it last night. So Simon's not on call anymore, hooray! So there's no chance of him getting called out now over Christmas, so that will be really nice. The only thing is that I'm pretty sure that it will make him feel really tired after the week that he's had of being called out and things like that, and just being absolutely crazy at work. So he finishes, I think it is tomorrow. So I think my last day of vlogging will actually be tomorrow, because I don't really want to do any filming whilst he's around. I just want to spend family time together once he's finished. He's not really into social media either, so it does make it a little bit more difficult for me to go online and stuff like that. So I think it's best to probably finish tomorrow, and I'll tell you what, I will open the last 2 of my advent calendars. I think it is. Will it be 2 or will it be 3? So we're day 21 today. Ooh. Maybe I won't open 3. No, that's a bit naughty, isn't it? I think I'll just open the 1, and then if I manage to open up the others and just upload my advent calendar opening, then I'll do that. I probably won't film anything else during the day actually. So that's the plan, yeah. Anyway, I shall leave it here for now and I shall catch you a bit later on. Right, for the Delia Smith pavlova recipe, you need 3 large egg whites. So I'll just be using the whites, obviously, out of those eggs. You need 6 ounces of caster sugar, and then you need a 300ml pot of fresh double cream. And then you obviously need some fruit for the topping. So let's get whisking. 6 ounces of caster sugar, and you're going to be pouring that in a bit at a time and whisking at the same time. So you're just doing it bit by bit until all the sugar is combined. So I should just put a little bit in first and then start whisking. Again, it has a nice shiny consistency. It looks a little bit like, I don't know, blancmange or something. So we're going to be putting that onto our prepared baking sheet, which is just a piece of baking paper on the baking tray. And I'm going to take a spoon and literally I'm just going to scoop it and then sort of make it into a circle. Hopefully you can see that. Right, so we want to make sure that you've created a little bit of height at the sides there, around the edge rather, and then in the middle it's a fairly flat centre. So we're going to pop that straight into the preheated oven and then turn it down straight away to 140 degrees, and you need to cook it for 1 hour. Then after 1 hour you turn off the oven and keep the meringue inside the oven until the oven is completely cold, and obviously that is when you would usually leave it overnight, but I'm just going to leave it until the oven is pretty cold. So I'm going to pop that in now for an hour at 140 degrees. Right, so we'll leave that in the oven then for the hour. I've took my double cream out of the fridge because it's always best to whisk it at room temperature, so I'm going to leave that until it gets to room temperature and it will whisk up a bit quicker to make it nice and thick, and then we'll be adding the fruit on top, so I'll show you it when it's finished. Right, here's my pavlova base all done and dusted, so that's looking quite nice. Hopefully it's nice and chewy and gooey in the middle. That would be nice. So I'm just going to put the cream on the top and then the fruit, but I will do that last minute because I don't like it to go soggy. Right, the boys are just happily playing downstairs. I say happily. There's a lot of bickering going on. They're playing Guess Who, and you can't believe how much raucousness needs to happen for a game of Guess Who, but hey ho, I've left them to it because I've played a game with each of them, and it's just a nightmare when you're trying to play one-on-one and then you have the other two butting in. Anyway, I thought I'd quickly come up and just show you how far I've got with my indigo dress. So I haven't done any more with it today. I literally just need to put the sleeves in and to hem the bottom of the skirt. So I'm going to have to do that tomorrow when I've got a little bit more time. So today I have been quickly whipping around the house with the hoover. I've dusted, I've put some washing away. So yeah, I have done a few little like normal bits and bobs. Oh, hold on a second. He doesn't want me to deal with him, so I'm just going to leave him to it. Goodness, I had Simon ring me actually a moment ago from the supermarket getting the last few bits and bobs, and he's like in a spaced out zone. He's like, I don't even know what I'm doing, what am I buying again? God, it's not holding out much hope, is it? Blimey. Right, so he probably will be finishing slightly earlier today, fingers crossed, because we're going to be going around early to my neighbours for the games night, so I'll be getting them in a minute to sort out the games that they want to take, so hopefully that'll entertain them for a little bit. Oh, this is the thing, isn't it? The week leading up to Christmas that they've got off from school, they get to the point where they get really I don't know, like just not playing well together. They don't know what to do. Oh, yeah. And then they start driving me crazy. Anyway, this is the indigo dress so far. So it's obviously got no sleeves in at the minute, and I've got it with the ruffle frill detail around the waist, which I really do like. It is reminding me, obviously, of a little girl's school dress, you know, the summer version, because it's the gingham fabric. It needs a good press as well, because I do find this fabric does crease quite easily, but that's the only thing, isn't it, with cotton, that's going to happen. But the fabric itself, it's a really nice kind of cotton. It's quite a durable one, you know. So I really do like how it's turned out so far. I've tried it on and it fits perfectly. I haven't added the waist ties in though. That's another thing I've forgotten. So I'm going to have to open up the side seams just literally above the frill to insert my my waist ties, but yeah, I've just got to hem it at the bottom. So like I say, it needs a good press because I've taken all the gathering stitches out and stuff like that. So yeah, I really like the way the bust darts give that kind of chevron effect. That's quite nice. So I think I'll prefer it once the sleeves are on, because I've obviously tried it on as it is and I don't like it without any sleeves, that's for sure. And it definitely needs the waist ties just to bring it in that little bit more on me, because it is quite roomy. But overall, I'm really pleased with how it's looking. I don't know how Christmassy this is kind of looking, really, considering this is supposed to be a Christmas Day dress, and I would like to wear it perhaps with my red cardigan. That might go quite nicely with it, the one that I've been wearing throughout Vlogmas. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, overall pretty pleased with how it's looking. So I think I'll be much happier once I've got the sleeves in. I've finally finished it and given it that final press. I always think when you try it on sort of midway through construction, it never really gives the true look of how the garment will be when it's finished. But I've just hunted through my labels and I've basically stitched in the ditch across the shoulder seams to hold the facing in place. But this one tends to creep up a little bit at the back, so I'm going to put a label in. And the one that I'm going to put in is the one that we got from Beyond the Pink Door out of the advent calendar. So this one that says gorgeous on it, from Little Rosy Cheeks, and I think that'll look quite nice in the back of there. So that's what I'm going to do, and that will hold the facing in place. It will mean that I'll have some stitch lines on the back, but I don't mind that. But I just thought with the pink and red, that would go really nicely with the red gingham. So I'm just going to literally just place it on there and top stitch that on there. Yeah, so that's how it's looking. Let me know what you think. The ruffle detail, it is sort of an added bit of extra time onto the make itself. If you just do a bog standard gathered skirt, obviously that doesn't take half the time that it does to do this version. But I really like that effect. It's just something a little bit different than a normal gathered skirt. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how schoolgirly I look in it, but hopefully we'll get a photo up before I finish my Vlogmas tomorrow, so I can show you what it looks like on. I might even actually wear it for you so you can see what it looks like, you know, on me when I'm moving about and stuff. But yeah, so I will definitely wear it Christmas Day, that's for sure, regardless of whether I think it looks very Christmassy or not, because I've made the effort to make it for that day. So yeah, right. I'm going to leave it here then for today, because I've got Simon obviously coming home a little bit earlier from work, ready for when we go round to our neighbour's house. She's took our pizza order, so that's nice. I'm really looking forward to it. It's just going to be a different kind of evening, and then we'll not be too late back really to put the boys to bed, and then tomorrow is going to be my baking day, because luckily Simon has managed to get me some mincemeat for the mince pies, because I couldn't get hold of any of that either. So tomorrow I'm going to be making mince pies with the boys, and I'm going to be making my peppermint chocolates that I told you about. So I'll show you those, and at the end of this video actually I will insert a photo of how the pavlova turned out. So yeah, I ended up actually only putting the pavlova itself in for about half an hour, because my oven is very hit and miss, and it seemed to be cooking it quite quickly. It does usually kind of crack a little bit more and be a bit bigger, but I think because the temperature must have been that slightly little bit too hot, it just made it cook a bit quicker, and the last thing I wanted it to do was go brown. So there is a risk of that if you're not careful, so do keep an eye on it if you end up making it. But it is a lovely recipe, nice and quick and easy, always good for a sharing pudding. So yeah, so anyway, I shall leave it here for now, and I'll insert the picture of the pavlova, and I shall see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye. There we are. There's my pavlova all done. It has cracked a little bit since I've put the cream and the fruit on, but I'm pretty pleased with that. I think it will be nice and yummy. I'm not going to take it off the tray that it's on, because I think it will crack even more. So I'm going to leave it on there and take it round to my neighbours like that. Right. See you tomorrow.